Welcome from my kitchen. I'm Monica and this is my channel, The Awaken Life Project, and today I'm talking about food, and this is how I started. If you don't know me, I'm intuitive transformational health and life coach, and I absolutely love what I do. And I started with food, with transforming my body, my health first, before I decided to jump in and do other things. So I'm coming back a little bit to my beginnings because I've also finished 9 months diploma in the College of Naturopathic Medicine in London, and it was one of the best time in my life because I went to London, I studied nutrition, but also I spent a lot of hours in the kitchen cooking. And this is interesting because I'm a very practical person, so I love putting things into practice. So yes, it's wonderful to learn about nutrition, but if I don't know what to do with it in the kitchen, that is not going to be used for me or for my clients and for my family. So food. And the other thing I wanted just to say that I'm type 1 diabetic. I have been for over 20 years. I was diagnosed when I was 17. So for me, the health journey started long time ago, but at some point I neglected it. I said whatever, right? And now I wanted to come back to it, and that was actually 3 years or over 3 years ago now, making sure that I allow myself that time to really go back on track, although I didn't know that I was off track. So today I wanted to offer a few suggestions of how to turn the food from the enemy to a friend. First of all, it all starts with self-awareness. I didn't know that the food was enemy and drink, but it was, because I was treating it as buffering. And when I was overeating a little bit, I knew that I could lose that by over-exercising, and this is not what I wanted to do, but I didn't know. So I had to get some help to bring things into self-awareness. And quite often we go into food when we're bored, when we procrastinate. So in my case, was actually the second thing. So in terms of the procrastination and bored, sometimes my clients say, I don't know, I'm just sitting and picking on different things. And I say how are you doing? How are you feeling? I say I don't know, I don't want to tackle that problem I have. I don't want to deal with that issue. I feel bored, right? So especially when we're sitting on the sofa and watching TV, we feel okay, so there is a lot of that mindless kind of grabbing of snacks and all of that. And I'm not totally against that. I absolutely do love a little bit when I watch TV, although I do not watch that often. But I feel one of the things we can do is just bring into self-awareness. So is that enough? Do I have enough? Because we can do it endlessly, and that's where it sort of gets out of control. And procrastination is, we treat food as a distraction. So we take it and it distracts us from a bigger problem or issue and challenge we may have. So the way to do it is it's a bit of confidence that we can handle it, but also maybe putting this a little bit on, can I just divide this problem into smaller steps so that it doesn't feel like a big issue and I can deal with a little bit every day rather than a big massive thing. So if this is the issue, there are 10 steps to get there, let's do the one step today and then just tackle that. But that's the problem for many of my patients and clients. They just resort to food because they procrastinate with something. The second thing is really dealing with the difficult emotions, and that is something we all have, whether we know or not. We do have that. So what we do is I feel really exhausted and tired. I had a very shit day, sorry about the words, and then I'm gonna just eat whatever and I'm gonna drink whatever. And that was me over 3 years ago. That wasn't a problem, that wasn't into my awareness. I was thinking, that's how I'm going to deal with the difficult emotions I'm going through. So lack of self-worth, self-esteem, low self-esteem, a lot of different confidence issue, although they shouldn't be there, but resorting to food to deal with that. So the kind of buffering, and that's a problem for a lot of people, and they put on weight with that because they not necessarily are ready to face the problems, the issues, the emotions they go through and have in their life. And the third is nutritionally balanced meals, and that's the big one as well, because if we have meals full of carbs but not the rest of it, or other way around, not carbs at all and some healthy fats and plants and veggies, or then there is something missing from that, and our body will call for it. We need carbs for good energy. We just need to choose wisely and really well in terms of just to having that energy. And a lot of our organs, our body, really depend on the carbs. It depends on the carbs in our food. So I think it's important to look at are your meals nutritionally balanced? I feel hungry. Why is that? How can I change my meals to make them more nutrition balanced? And it's not about perfection, but a bit of trying, getting a little bit of support. So if you feel like you want to have some kind of transformation, or you want to have some kind of help to transform, especially your lunch boxes and lunches, then I would love to invite you to the workshop which I'm running. And as part of it, you're gonna get free ebooks, and they have 7 lunchtime recipes for you. You can also have them for dinner, and they are all nutritionally balanced, or have some suggestion how to do that. But also they have all nutritional information, carbs, fats, everything, vitamins, just for you to have an idea. This is the guide. It's not like cast in stone. It also has a shopping list. And over 3 days, I'm covering, different things in my Facebook group, actually. So I will be covering, the mindset, the planning, the food budgeting, how we can budget for food and make sure that we buy healthy, beautiful food without the compromise. And also how we're not wasting money because we have a food waste, for example. And also on the 3rd day, a little bit of fun, demonstration of few recipes, but also wanted to have kind of the guidance to the food labeling, and just understanding, that you don't have to cook from scratch. You can go and buy semi-products, but again, you need to choose wisely. I try to demystify some of the myths around some certain food, but really just understanding what we should be avoiding at all cost, I would say, right? So if you feel you want to join, the link will be below this email. If you feel like it was kind of interesting, something to think about, I will be doing a lot of this is kind of educational videos soon. So do subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, and anything you would like to watch in the future, I'm more than happy to help you.